Hi, my name is Janis, I'm from Germany, and I was asked to showcase my give and take list. Give and take, what does it do? You give one monster from your graveyard to your opponent, and you need one monster on your side of the field, increase the level, but that doesn't really matter. What we do with give and take is two things. First off, we can give a Giant Kozaki, which then destroys itself and deals 2500 damage to our opponent. Or we can give them a Sasuke Samurai number 3 to attack it and draw a second card. So yeah, basically, this is a burn strategy. I called this deck Trojan Horse Burn. Trojan Horse because we are giving some stuff to our opponent. Give and take is not the only card which we can utilize to give something. Mystic Box and Creature Swap, same purpose. We can combine this with Ameba for extra 2k burn. You can use it with Kinka-Byo. Then give it to your opponent, get it back on your hand at the end phase, combine it with Legacy of Yatakarazu. They now have a spirit monster, so you draw 2 instead of 1, so this is a +1. You can use the Kinka-Byo to get back the Grave Skirmer and then give it to your opponent, run it over to destroy a card. I think with Kinka-Byo, Creature Swap and Grave Skirmer, that's a +2, but it's more like a footnote. You see some more cards, Magic Cylinder, Ceasefire for the burn strategy, a few cards to get the Kozaki to grave where it belongs. So yeah, card destruction to draw more cards. And let's have a look at some replays I saved for you guys. Let's start off, where is it? Trojan Horse Burn. We start with the one against Dark Smog. So wait, let me pause. And quick emotions. Okay, we're playing against a Dark Smog deck. Start with the creature, Grave Skirmer set, have a Legacy of Yata. They attacked it. Now we can deal 1.4k damage with it, which is nice for a burn strategy. And yeah, I wonder why they didn't set Spirit Reaper here. They really wanted to drop Battle Fader on us, but maybe for the Creature Swap themselves. I don't know what they're planning. It works out for them as they draw Caius, burners for 1k, deniers, Search. And yeah, we're kinda setting up for Sasuke Samurai. Here, Heavy Storm, but one of our back rows was fake. Now the Spirit Reaper hits us, but we'll block it with the Battle Fader. And we're set up for Sasuke Samurai, so let's have a look. We set the Sasuke Samurai, use Creature Swap to give it to our opponent, Battle Fader and play. And now we'll attack to draw some. We'll attack with the Spirit Reaper to take less damage, obviously. Before we enter the battle phase, we set all our traps and spells. Takes 700 damage, draw a bunch, Swords of Revealing Light, and now we are kinda just stalling out and burning. So 4 cards, we could have used Ceasefire before for 2.5k damage, but we might use it here. Yeah, okay. Right. Okay. This turn, Ceasefire, it will do 3k damage. Then with the Dark Breather, we pitch the Giant Kozaki to the grave. So yeah, now we go give and take. Another 2.5k and another give and take. So we'll burn our opponent for 8000 damage in this single turn. So yeah, that's just GG. Okay, next match. Next match is against... I called this deck from our opponent Black Swan because they're playing Blackwing and Light Swan. Yeah, which I don't know if that's optimal, probably not, but it's a decent deck. They just let us attack them, which is always nice, have some extra damage. Torrential set, maybe you should have activated the Torrential. They're not going to attack us here. We aren't going to attack either because we want to set up a Sasuke play, which we now can't because they destroyed the Angel. We draw one more card, so Cyber Dragon. It's not on my current list anymore, but it's nice to attack over stuff you creature swapped. So let's see what is the play here. Dark River. Heal Torrential, but it's fine. We send a Plague. And yeah, let's go with this. He's going to summon the Blackwing Armed Wing. Attack. Okay, now we are creature swapping because we have a Plague in graveyard. That was the setup. Set all our spells. Draw 7. And yeah. Amoeba to the grave. Okay. Now we synchroed with his Armed Wing. Made a Stardust. We have Ceasefire set. Legacy. We have a Battle Fader in case he has anything crazy, which he doesn't, as you see. Yes, he can punish us. As you will see here, he can tape the Stardust. Now he'll use the Heavy Storm, but 2 of our back rows are activable. Can be activated. Ceasefire only does 500 damage here. And yeah, he destroyed our Stardust. I would have attacked with it first, personally, but that's just me. Doesn't really matter though, because we have the Battle Fader anyway. He would have had lethal otherwise. And yeah, now we just go Kinka-Byo, give him Amoeba, destroy the Dark Armed, 2k damage, another 100. We have to attack because otherwise Amoeba would get banished by the effect of Kinka-Byo. He doesn't really have anything. We would have had another Battle Fader, 1 for 1, which is another card I'll drop now, but you can't play. I'll do it here for the option to draw through, but we don't even have to do this. Give it to him, attack, and then we just set a give and take for the rest of the burn. So yeah, 4k from Amoeba, another 2.5k from give and take. That's it. Okay. Next replay is against a funny deck, Lightsworn Gaia. Okay, this deck from my opponent I really like because it utilizes all the pitching from the Lightsworns combined with Dark Calling. So I just set a Sangan here. They card destruct us, they draw, they set up their grave. First turn Judgment Dragon, what we can use. Yeah, okay. The idea here is we already have Battle Fader, which we can drop on them. And then we can give them Sasuke Samurai with the Mystic Box, attack it with Battle Fader. So that's why we're playing 3 Battle Faders. Once for stalling. Second, to use it with Cyber Valley, because yeah, dropping a Battle Fader that draw 2 of a Cyber Valley is nice. And third of all, to set up the Sasuke Samurai combo. They think they can just kill us this turn, but they can't. We have Battle Fader. I wonder... yeah, they could have used the Judgment Dragon effect here. And they obviously should have done so, but they didn't. So yeah, we draw 6 cards. Now we use the Reinforcement, Dark Allure to draw even more. Setup is Swords of Revealing Light. And yeah, now... do we have Kozaki engrave? I think we have... yeah, we do. We do have a Kozaki engrave. So... let's see. Yeah. We'll burn them. 2.5k. Now, yeah, we set up this. Like the Plague Spreader, it's mainly there to be another piece to make the Sasuke Samurai combo live, and it's a nice target for Armageddon Knight and Dark Refer once you've pitched the Kozaki. But yeah, you can also go for Brian Neck to deal the extra damage or other synchro plays to make a surprise attack on them. And yeah, here they drop a big board if I remember correctly, but they can't attack because of swords. We would have had Miracles either way, and now we just creature swap them. They give us an honest 2k burn, and now we attack for another 2k damage, which obviously wins us the duel. So 2 more replays. I want to show you this one. Let's swap. Okay, now we are up against Ancient Gear Machina deck, which in my opinion is underrated. I'll show you my take on it in not the next but the video after, so if you're interested in that, consider subscribing. Okay, Ancient Gear Beast destroys our tomato, denies the effect. Yeah, Gear Beast, pretty nice card. And our problem is we have both cards in the hand. We would have loved to have them in the grave. We could have maybe set Sasuke Samurai, get it one over. Yeah, could have been an option to make it live with give and take, but we, yeah, stall it out here. Let's see. We draw a Creature Swap, and yeah, now we have Battle Fader, Sasuke Samurai Creature Swap, so now we go for it. And here you will see a funny interaction, because as I try to set up the Creature Swap play, they compulse their own Ancient Gear Beast. I don't know if they know what's coming, or if they just say, okay, you don't get my Gear Beast, I can just normal summon the next turn. So yeah, they try to deny us, but we go for give and take and say, okay, if you don't want to give us the Gear Beast, I'll take my tomato instead. Set our trap card, attack, draw 6. You know the drill by now. Yatagarasu for another. Now card destruction. Maybe I should have kept one Mystic Box, but as we haven't had access to Ameba yet, I think dropping the Mystic Box to draw more is, I think it's okay. Will we use the Allure? We do. And banish the tomato. Secret Barrel, another card I used to play, and you can really do this. 1.8k, then the give and take 2.5k. We also have a ceasefire, which will do big damage. Yeah, drop the ceasefire here to deal 1.5k damage. Now we just have to find a way to deal the last bit of damage. I draw, Amoeba is here. Okay, he torrentials to deny us of the Amoeba. And I would have set the Mausoleum over the Gear turn just to attack, and that's, yeah, I mean, only Torrential and Bottomless in his Battle Fader is stopping him as well. So yeah, would have, I mean, is it optimal? I don't know, because it would have lost him the game, because we have Battle Fader and Creature Swap. But if I were in my opponent's shoes, I would have gone for it. I don't know. Okay, we draw Kinka-Byo, and now we have Amoeba in grave, but they don't have a monster yet. So I'm just waiting for them to get a monster on field, have Battle Fader to live on turn. They don't want to take the 1.4k damage. I just, yeah, Armageddon because I'm out of targets. Now they attack. I just take the 2k. No need to use Battle Fader here. And yeah, now we give them Amoeba and take their Ancient Gear Beast, because then we can attack without any back row, which is fake anyway. So yeah, that's game. Last replay I want to show you for now is against Deep Psychic Frogs. Okay, here our opponent is on Frogs combined with Psychics, which is kind of interesting. They leave an open board turn 1, and it's game 2, so we both had the opportunity to side deck. So I don't really know why they left the open board. They should know that every damage for me is nice damage. Yeah. Italy, make a Thought Ruler Archfiend. I use Legacy here. I could have folded onto it. Maybe I was hoping to draw a Battle Fader, but there wasn't need to draw a Battle Fader. We set a Creature Swap, because I really wanted to keep the Creature Swap. Given the Amoeba 2k damage, take this one, another 2.5k damage. And yeah, now we just have to find a way to deal 3.6k more damage. So he Heavy Storms to, yeah, kind of make sure his Riser goes through. Swap Frog, set up his grave, and Sengan, right. These two Android for another, okay. Yeah, this is another 1.4k, and we have Kozaki engraved. We do have Kozaki engraved, and you know what it means. Yeah, we just need this bit of extra damage. Like I said, Plague Spreader for a Synchro Summon that can run over stuff, because once they realize you're in burn, they usually leave up some monsters in face up attack position that aren't too strong, so you can sometimes surprise them by running them over with a Synchro Summon. And yeah, here I could have just used Give and Take in the draw phase, I think. Would be the safest bet. But they even pay 2k for this effect, so yeah, really unfortunate for them that they also need their life points, but it wouldn't have mattered because yeah, they were at lethal rage. Okay, let's have a look back at the decks. I show you some options, I show you how the deck draws, and then I'll show you one full match against Diva Hero. So yeah, I think I explained most of the decks and most of the deck's ideas. Now you saw them in action as well. Like I said, Battle Fader for Cyber Valley. You can sometimes even go Battle Fader, Creature Swap, attack Overt for damage. Dark Refer to this, like if we draw Giant Kozaki, it can be awkward because we kinda need Dark Refer or card destruction, but we have access to Dark Refer by reinforcement. Yeah, another way is to use Give and Take or Mystic Box. Sometimes we can use the Plague Spreader to get it back into deck and then mill it with Armageddon or Foolish if we have access to that. So yeah, drawing Giant Kozaki is one of the downsides, one of the things I haven't really found a fix yet. Side deck, you can go Lava Golem. I'll suggest doing so maybe against, not maybe, I do it against Gladiator Beasts, which can be really pesky. In the past I had trouble with Gladiator Beast, that's why there's a GB Hunter on the side. Like I said, Cyber Dragon, it's not in my main anymore, but you could argue for it to be a main card. And yeah, because it's already good against machine matchups. Then also if you get the Lava Golems in, you can get in Dimensional Wall, but you have to look out in which matchups, like Dimensional Wall, yeah, against, for example, Lights ones where you expect them to have Lila, Dimensional Wall is kind of bad. So yeah, Secret Bell could be a side tech, but yeah, you have to see for yourself. Messenger of Peace, because you don't really have spells or traps that stick on the field, like everything beside the Cylinder and maybe the Solemn is chainable. So if your opponent realizes this and sides out their spell and trap removal, then Messenger of Peace is really nice. Yeah, Mirror Force Torrential, if your opponent starts disrespect them and you need kind of more stall aspects like clearing their board and hinder them in their gameplay. Yeah, but I would say the sideboard is probably not or far from optimized yet. Okay, let's show you some options before we draw a few test hands to show you, like, the replays obviously. Maybe I selected some of the better games, maybe I did. But yeah, if I draw test hands, you'll see how good the deck is actually. Trojan Horseburn. So yeah, like I said, Secret Bell, Spiritus of Revealing Light, you saw this in some of the replays. Cyber Dragon in the main, talked about this. 1-for-1 could be another way to get like the Amoeba life, or maybe in some cases the Cyber Valley. It can also be a way to access the Sasuke Samurai combo if you need another special summon to attack into it. If you play 1-for-1, you could consider Dandelion, because 1-for-1 Dandelion to summon how's it called, Cyber Valley is always pretty nice. Then you could also go Quick Draw Synchron, which would give you a Discord outlet for your Giant Kozaki. I played this engine for a bit, but I felt like, yeah, sure. It's also nice for the direct attacks for extra damage in your burn strategy, but it felt like you commit too much resources on this part, and then the other monsters, I don't know, you don't really set up too much of a value engine, and if this gets disrupted, it's kind of awkward. So yeah, after a while I went back to just, the Kinka-Byo stuff. Dark Arm Dragon could be another option because you're running quite some few darks. DD Warrior Lady, when you play Reinforcement of the Army, it's always an option. Injection Fairy Lily for, the extra burn by attacking, but maybe as a side deck card, because your opponent... But then again, you do be attacking. So maybe to bait the prison and stuff like that, so later be safe on them when you want to go for your Sasuke Samurai combo. Mind Control, if they have problematic monsters you want to steal and then use, I don't know. If they have 2 monsters, you can steal the worst one, then use Creature Swap. That's an option. You can use Mind Control and Cyber Valley to just banish it. So there's some merit, maybe in the side. I had it in the side for a while. And Treeborn Frog, another card which kind of always puts a body on the field, makes the Sasuke Samurai combo easier. Can be used for Creature Swap or Mystic Box at times. And you also have this extra line of defensive blocking and attack every turn. But personally, it's another card, I don't know, you need to discard or you have to set it, which isn't that nice, so you can use it, but I think it's decent, but I decided against it. Like, it has its advantages and disadvantages. Okay, that's for the options. Let's show you how the deck draws, and then I show you a last replay against Diva Hero. Let's go back to, you see I have a lot of decks in here. A lot of content to come, so again, consider subscribing. Trojan Horseburn is what we're looking for. Sorry, got distracted. There it is. Okay, let's do some test hands. Okay, let's see. This hand, we have Amoeba and Creature Swap, which is nice. We have access to Sasuke Samurai. We could use Reinforcement. Okay, this hand is... Like, we can get Reinforcement. We could go to Sasuke Samurai. We could go to Armageddon Knight. Personally, I would probably... If I go first, I would set the Shining Angel. And... maybe that way get to... Like, if they just... attack it, and then, like, if they put up just one monster, I would go for Sasuke Samurai and then try to Creature Swap it to them and use Cyber Valley to run into it. But you could also go for Armageddon Knight, set up a Plague first, use that once you get to your Sasuke Samurai. So I would try to go for Sasuke Samurai play first. Yes, you can also, if you go second, it might be an option to go for Amoeba Creature Swap if they just have one big monster. Or like even a Stratos, if they have a Stratos on field and that's all their monster. Amoeba Creature Swap, attack over the Amoeba is 3.5k damage, which is also pretty nice. But if we have access to Sasuke Samurai with Creature Swap, I'll usually try to go for that. So another hand. This hand, okay. This hand gives us, the Dark Grapher is kinda questionable because Plague and Giant Kozaki are the only darks you really want to pitch. But getting access to Kozaki and pitching Kozaki is so important that I decided to leave it in, and you can sometimes use it to run over stuff as well, so that's nice. Okay, this deck, okay, we have a Creature Swap and a Mystic Box, which I for now would held. I would probably just go this. Then we pitch the Kozaki, which would have been the next card we would have drawn, so Dark Grapher would have worked out here as well if we would have set the tomato, but then again, if the tomato gets run over, you know where this is going. So I would just start off by burning them for 2.5k. Then I get a Cyber Valley, so we kind of have to stall out after that a bit. Maybe use the Dark Grapher, pitch the tomato, get Plague access. Lure would draw us, so we would try to draw. But as you see, this hand would be a bit problematic because we don't really see Amoeba here. Like, yes, we can also give them a tomato, then run over it, which is also nice if they have a big monster in play, but if they have two in play, it gets more awkward. Yeah, so this hand a bit more difficult to play. What about this one? Here I probably would go for something like this. Draw one, then draw the next Amoeba. Yeah, destroy one, then we get Kinka-Byo, which is nice, but not until we draw a Creature Swap. Armageddon Knight could set up Plague to go for some synchro plays, so yeah, we would have to hold out. So another okay hand, but yeah, honestly more mediocre. Here Foolish Burial would be nice with Dandy, so maybe even without the quick draw, Dandy is the move. Treeborn would be nice as well here. The question is, would I go for Allure here? I probably think we would need to go for Allure. What do we set up? I think the best thing to set up is always the Kozaki, because the Sasuke Samurai we can Creature Swap if we draw it. Okay, so yeah, this hand would probably look something like this. Draw true next turn, and then yeah, we either go for another Cyber Valley and then we get to our Amoeba, Creature Swap and stuff, or we have to Creature Swap early, which yeah. So as you see, this burn strategy, it is surprisingly good, but it is not a meta deck. That's something. Like, maybe someone can figure out how to optimize the ratios and everything, and I showed you some options. Yeah, maybe someone has some ideas to add. If you have ideas what to play in this deck, let me know in the comments. But yeah, as you see, the deck has its flaws. Like, also pitching Kozaki, you need your give and takes. Here next turn we could give them Amoeba with Creature Swap and hopefully run over it. We could also give them a Kinka-Byo to kind of draw two off the leg, let's see. Which, yeah, as you see, when you see what we're drawing. Like, yes, we have the option for synchro plays as well, but yeah. Okay, enough hands drawn. So you see the deck, it's still not perfect. Maybe Swords of Revealing Light needs to go back in. Maybe. I don't know. I'm undecided on some of these tech cards. Okay, let's round this up with the final replay against Diva Hero. And there we go. Okay, let's go over this quickly. We set up a Giant Kozaki and just burn him, like in one of these test hands. That's squeeze him with 2.5k damage. They are going for Dark Ant, they are going to Synchro, they're making a big board. Thought Ruler, heal themselves up. So yeah, that's not good for us. We have a Sangan set to kinda set up our Sasuke Samurai play. And we draw one of Cyber Valley. And now we just go for Grave Skirmer because yeah, why not? Because we also have Mystic Box and then we will draw cards anyway, so let's use our cards to do some more damage. And get rid of this pesky Thought Ruler. 2 Graphers in this build. Dark Ant comes down, we don't allow this. Now they think they can go for game here, stealing these two. Stealing this one, summoning this one. But we are going to draw. Unfortunate, we can't access the Sasuke Samurai here because the Absolute Zero cleared our board. And they made a mistake, like if they would have attacked us with Absolute Zero, I would have to go into Battle Fate and then attack the Sasuke Samurai. Maybe I could have went for Kinka-Byo. Yeah, get the Grave Skirmer attack into Sasuke Samurai, destroy, I don't know, maybe even one of their back rows. So yeah, it would have been a bit more awkward. But now that they attack with this one first, we get to draw for free. Now we drop the Battle Fader. And yeah, the plan was to give it, use Creature Swap for 2k damage. And then, burn them with Ceasefire or Dimensional Wall. They deny us by using Torrential, smart of them. But they are in a top deck situation now. They draw Diva, but we use Ceasefire to deal 1k, Dimension Wall, and they have the Solemn Judgment. And they win. They win game 1. We barely lost. The Solemn Judgment cost us here. Like, Solemn Judgment for them is always really risky because they pay so much life points, but they waited. They waited till the last second where it counted, so good on our opponent. Next game. Let's see how this is going. They brought in Nobleman of Crossout, which worked out against the Mystic Tomato. We just set a Cyber Valley. They don't really have plays here either. They use Dust Tornado on Solemn, which is okay because I rather have our Give and Take go through. Now they're setting up their graveyard. I'll use both the effect of Cyber Valley and Magic Cylinder. Maybe I should have waited for Magic Cylinder to deal even more, but I thought take the damage we get. Get a Kozaki. Now we go, and this is really nice. Like, the Goju Guardian would have dealt another 1.1k damage, and they decided to Solemn Judgment it, which I don't really agree with here, because they pay so much life points, and they know that I'm burning them, so yeah. I'll go for this, and here I wanted to attack. Like, we have Give and Take with Kozaki, so we just need 650 damage. Maybe they know, so yeah, cool. Flamble or Creaser would have dealt the damage needed. Kind of curious. Maybe I would have decided not return as well because you can pay this much life points. But if they held it until they can go for game, maybe it's worth it. Maybe it is. So let's see what they want to do. They are going to just, the Synchro Thought Ruler can't be targeted with Mystic Box, but we can use Creature Swap. And Creature Swap plus Give and Take is 2k damage, 2.5k damage. That's just it. So we came back, game 2, game 3. Let's see, our opponent can start because they lost the last game. They are going in with setting up, both Malicious and Plague. We are setting up Plague ourselves plus Kozaki. They detonated our Ceasefire. Maybe we go back from the quick animations for the last game. I'll just give him Kozaki for another 2.5k. They use Gauze to burn us back, which is really funny. And this game becomes really scrappy, but you see what I have in hand here. And you know what I'm going to do with it. So even if they would have had 2 cards, I could have gotten the weaker one, then Creature Swap it back to get the stronger one. So if they would have been able to special summon something sad, which I don't even know what it would be. But if they would have special summoned something, so we would have had another option, but now we can just use this and they know what's going to happen, so they just surrender. Okay, that's the deck. I'm not really decided what to do in my next video. I'm thinking about a top 10 list, something of that sort of kind. Maybe about the strongest burn options. Because I think Give and Take is something nobody really considered. Same with Ameba, but Ameba Creature Swap can be like 4k damage at times. Like if they have a single Monarch, Ameba Creature Swap is 4k damage. And a friend of mine, he built a Nurse Burn. How does that card even? Dark Lord Nurse Reficule, which back in the days, like I wasn't as experienced when he used it against me, so I have to ask him for the list and check for myself if it's good enough. But there's quite some interesting burn cards. Maybe I'll do this. Maybe not. But then in my 10th video, because I also hit 100 subscribers, I'll plan to show you my IRL deck cards that I bought Mostly in good rarities, so yeah, you'll expect some secret rares, some ultra rares. And yeah, I think that deck is something I built myself like 2 years ago. Since then I've played it a lot on Edo Pro, and I feel like it caught on a bit because now I've seen this deck sometimes, but I think it's still underexplored and nobody plays my list. So yeah, it's a list I personally believe is favorable in the Blackwing matchup, and with siding you have a lot of options against all meta decks. Like, you have a fair shot against every meta deck. So this one, it's a bit inconsistent at times, but I think it has a fair shot to break into the meta. So if you want to see that, subscribe, and also if you want to help me out with the algorithm trying to grow this channel, leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know if you have any ideas how to improve on this deck, or if you have anything you want to see in my next videos, any cards, maybe from my underrated cards video. Yeah, because this video, somebody asked me, he wanted to see my give and take list, so here it is. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you have fun with this deck. Like, it is really fun to burn your opponent, and it's a kind of burn style your opponent is not expecting. I also think it doesn't feel too toxic because you give your opponent some time. It's not the fastest burn deck because yeah, you don't stall too much, you don't burn too quickly. Your opponent gets to play the game, and you're trying to set up big plays like Sasuke Samurai. They have chances to interrupt, you have chances to go for like multiple setups. Like when they compulsed, like one of my opponents, they compulsed when I wanted to creature swap, but I used give and take to give them another target for creature swap. So yeah, in my opinion, this deck is a burn deck which is healthy. So yeah, if you want to have fun with that, try it out for yourself, or build another variant of this deck, like give and take. In the future, I will also showcase a deck with remove brainwashing. So give and take and remove brainwashing go hand in hand as well. Give and take and the calculator also go hand in hand. So yeah, a deck like that will be showcased on the channel somewhere in the future. I don't know when. If you want to see it, let me know in the comments. And okay, now I'm really finished with everything. Thanks for watching. Leave a like and consider subscribing. See you.